Hi everyone, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a layout that I created with the Hip Kit Club January subscription kit. This month I had started a subscription for the main kit, and then I also grabbed the embellishment add-on because I absolutely love this January kit. The embellishments and the stickers and everything was right up my alley, and I had to have it. So the January kit is called Stories We Tell. It's focused on telling all different styles and types of stories. And in the kit, it included these envelopes, and that's what I'm focusing my layout on today. There is a sketch challenge that is currently going on for Color Cast Design, and that is where I got the inspiration for the layout for today's project. So if I can find that sketch challenge, I'll make sure that I list it or link it down below for you. So I went ahead and used the entire pack of envelopes, folded all of them, and glued all of them. I didn't think that I was going to use all of them on my spread, which I didn't. I actually only didn't use two, but I used all but two. So what I did was just went through, decided which patterns I wanted to be prominent because they are double-sided. So I went through, figured out what pattern I wanted to be prominent, and then glued them down and started to lay them out on my page. When I did lay them out on my page, it took a little bit to figure out how I wanted them really to be, but what I did was use the 3 medium-sized envelopes and put them at a diagonal down the center, used 2 of the smaller ones and put them diagonal at the top, and then 2 of the large ones diagonal down at the bottom. That way it kind of keeps the lighter ones at top, darker ones down at the bottom. Because I knew that this layout was going to be super bulky and have lots of layers and things going on, I wanted to add a little bit of texture to it. So I grabbed some white string from my stash, and I'm going to wrap them around 3 of the envelopes, and I'm going to take that up as a diagonal eventually here in the center of my page. I'm just going through trying to figure out what combination of the envelopes I wanted them to based off of darker colors having heavier weight, so I kept those closer to the bottom, the lighter colors up towards the top. I also have this acrylic piece that says Life Documented that has a heart on it. This is from Color Cast. This is what I'm using for my title. It was part of a subscription that I had received last year in 2022. It was sometime towards the end of the year. I don't remember what month it is, but I don't think that this was an exclusive piece for that kit. So it's possible that it's still out there in the store. I'll give it a try and see if I can't find it for you and link it down below. But that Life Documented heart included the center piece as well, which I will use on this page as well. So I went ahead, tied those bows around the diagonal there in the center, and I really had to keep pushing on those just because that string the envelopes didn't want to stick because of that string and that added bulk. But I got those glued down, I figured out where I wanted my title, so then I started with my photos, which was next. And this is all about my puppy Sarge, and if you guys follow me on Instagram or here on my YouTube channel, every project lately has been about this guy. And when I saw this Life Documented piece along with the embellishments that were in this kit, I knew I wanted to document from the time that we got him, which was that picture there that I'm working on in his little blue Sherpa, up to now. And there's embellishments in this kit that say then and now and a glimpse of our life and happy and love this, and it just was so perfect for this. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of time. I am going to go through the floral die cut pack. I believe this die cut pack was the one that was included in the add-on kit. And I'm going to pull out some of the flowers, and I'm going to color block the flowers. I love the boldness of the florals. However, when I do florals, I like to color block them so that it doesn't take away from the rest of the page. That's what I'm going to do here. I do take and tuck some inside of the envelopes. I do put some behind them, and I do put some on top of them. The ones there with the strings, with the bows that I wrapped around the envelopes in the middle, you'll see that I actually layer it under, some underneath that string, and then I'll also put some on top. It just helps add some continuity and some layering And it also adds to the design element of the layout. So if you struggle with something, try doing the layering of in, behind, and around. It tends to help bring some things together a lot easier. Once I went through the florals, and then I decided to pull out that regular embellishment. This was the pack that came with the main kit, and I flipped through and tried to find again, color blocking elements and anything that went with this layout, and I found so many that I wanted to use, and I didn't end up getting them all on there, but that is totally okay. There's going to be many more projects for Charge that I can use these on, but I do go through, pull some out. I do put some on my page straight away, and then I do set some aside because I want to try to use some of these, but I don't get to use all of them, and again, that's okay. There's time for the next page. But this dog I had to include. He matched colors perfectly with that picture, so I wanted to make sure that he made it on the page, so I stuck them right there behind the twine there for a minute until I went through some of these other things, and then I added this banner here, and I thought that was perfect. It's almost kind of like a subtitle. It says a little glimpse of our life, and that is exactly what this guy has been. He has actually been a huge addition and a huge part of our life, so that definitely had to make it to this page. So I started adding different embellishments, and I tried to fit in some of the bigger titles. It didn't work, but I found this house and I loved it so much more than what that floral was. So I pulled that big floral off and then added the house on there. But I went back through to try to find another white flower because I wanted to add another white flower to that envelope. I did not find the exact same one, so I swapped that one out there and then added the larger one and the smaller one to kind of keep the flow going a little bit better on that envelope. So I do add in the camera. I try to put in that little half circle, but it doesn't make it. Same thing with that green banner. It just started to take away from the page because it was just too much. Same thing with this blue piece. I really wanted it on there just because of what it said, but again, it was starting to pull things away, so I let it go. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down. Some things, like I said, I glue behind the envelope like I did with that piece. Others, I have that I glued on top. That's where I bring in that inset of that heart from the layered life or life documented piece up at the top, and I add that on. This camera I actually pop up on foam adhesive. I do glue my photos inside of my envelopes. I had them a certain way. They were tilted or angled so that you could see the color of the envelope peeking behind them, almost as like a photo layer. So instead of using more paper to make it more bulky, I glued my photos inside there, showing the different colors. Leaves I'll put together. So a lot of the leaves and the flowers, whenever I put them in and around my pieces, you'll see that I bend them upwards. And that's just one of those things that I love to do because I feel that it adds more dimension and even a little bit more to the layer. It makes it look a little bit more natural instead of flat. So that's another tip that you could do. That little guy there, I decided to put on some foam adhesive and put on top of the string. But this green banner here, I'm actually going to put underneath it a bit and then layer some flowers there behind it and behind that envelope. And then I'm going to start adding in the other smaller green flowers, and I'm going to add them on top. This top envelope, there was no photo for it, which was totally fine. So I added a couple flowers inside the envelope outside, and I also add some of the leaves, bending them upwards, again, adding a little bit of texture. Eventually, that life documented title will nestle all into that perfectly, and I love how it looks and how it blends through all of the florals and leaves. But the last cluster that I'm building here on the left-hand side is with the house and these two white florals. I'll glue in that one last picture of him and his cute little face, and then this guy here in the middle, I wanted him to pop off, and he really wasn't popping up because there wasn't anything behind him, so I put him on some foam adhesive. The last envelope up at the top had a lot of little bits in there. There were a lot of smaller orange pieces, so I kept those with that envelope, added that floral there. I changed my mind, thought I wanted to pull it off and put it on top, but I didn't like how that layered look, so I added it back underneath the envelope and tucked it back inside, and then added that little moth guy there, and I'll go ahead and stick that title down. I don't glue everything, I just glue where I knew it was going to touch. I added a paperweight to it and I let my layout sit for probably about 10 minutes so that I knew that it would stay and wouldn't come off. For the last little bits, I'm going to pull out the chipboard stickers, and there are some puffy stickers, and I'm just going to go to town layering all kind of stuff in. I tried again to keep things color blocked, add that little circle there. It says simple stuff. There is a lot of good little elements that just add the right sayings. So I add in what I can, some teal hearts, and then there's also that blue one that I'll add to the little doggy there. I think it's just perfect. Then this sheet this is a chipboard sticker sheet. It had all of these word phrases on there, and I thought what a perfect way to try to incorporate another element of texture with the cardboard. I do add that piece that says love this, and then I'm going to go through and add in a word strip below almost all of the envelopes. That one says isn't it lovely, then I add that one there that says this happens all the time. There's another one that I'll put in below the puppy picture with the blue strip that says what we have is limited edition. That one there says thanks for these memories, and then the one last one that I'll put up at the top left there, it says this gives me heart eyes. I was going to put one in the center, but I thought with those banners it was already too much as it is, so I left them go as that. I do add in that puffy sticker that says happiness documented. I tried to incorporate some of the clouds around the house to kind of tie it all together, but it just didn't look right, so I left those go. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull in a couple more puffy stickers. There's sticker tabs on these ones that looked really cute. I don't pull a whole lot from that sheet, but then I realized I had these hearts sitting to the side that I wanted to use, so I popped all of those up on some foam adhesive and added them in. That little one it matches the floral envelope that says hello. Another one matches the teal that says happy, and then the other one is a red heart that says love this, and then that banner says your story. So I'll get those all added in, and I believe that is where I end this here, but I do add some of those circle puffy stickers there on the left that you see. You can catch them here in the photos at the end. And guys, thanks so much for stopping by today. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to stick around, check out my layouts, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks everyone so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all your love and support, and have a good day. Bye.